Well, last night was extraordinary in that probably around 500 people gathered in the Cole to participate in Critical Mass. Critical Mass normally gathers anywhere between 500 and 2,000 or plus people. And it was kind of chilly last night. I'm Emmett Abati-Doe. Old age is a blessing. And the way to get to that blessing is by taking care of your health now. By understanding and practicing supplementation, minerals, colloidal minerals, vitamins, good vitamins, hydration, good water, rest, and exercise are all critically important to the end result of having good health in old age and allowing older age to be a blessing to you. This is the energy where Critical Mass begins. I'm Emmett Abati-Doe. Across from this sign is where Critical Mass begins. Start having fun outdoors, on your bike.
Outstanding.
Yes. Get a bike. Ride a bike. Learn how to ride a bike if you've forgotten or if you never knew. And a couple of things that are very important to know about. One is an organization called Tour the Hood that I ride with every Wednesday, and that's 2305 Wheeler Avenue. And at 7 o'clock, we all get together and we go riding. And if you don't have a bike, that's okay. Bikes are provided. The most important thing is to get you getting involved with having fun outdoors and on a bike. Stop giving old age a bad name. Take care of your health now. And the way you do it is to become active. The way you do it is to supplement. The way to do it is to understand that you cannot eat good nutrition. One of the things people have to understand is they've got to deprogram themselves. That you have to deprogram yourself from the bad information, the misinformation that you've received. You've heard it said that you don't want to take vitamins because vitamins just give you expensive urine and you're going to pee out most of the money. So you don't want to waste money on expensive vitamins. Also, they'll tell you that, that you don't need vitamins, that you'll get all the nutritional needs that your body requires in the food that you eat. Well, that's BS. And they'll also tell you that you really can't, depend, and you really don't want to be taking a whole bunch of pills, and you don't want to be bothered with that. But let me share with you and give you an alternative. One of the things you have to understand is this. You're going to be taking something. The question is whether or not what you're taking is going to be to your benefit with no side effects, or what you're going to be taking is not to your benefit and has side effects. But you're going to be taking something because you cannot eat good nutrition. And the absence of being able to fuel your body, in the absence of being able to give your body the tools that it needs in order to take care of itself, to heal itself, to protect itself in terms of its immune system, you've got to give it the tools. And the tools is food that the body recognizes and can use. I hate to tell you this, folks, but the body does not recognize hamburger. The body does not recognize pizza. The body does not recognize Coca-Cola or beer or any of the names that we have become accustomed to associate with nutrition and associate with food. You ask a person, well, did you eat today? And I said, well, I had a pizza. Well, your body didn't have a pizza. Your body had carbohydrates. Your body had starch. Your body had this. Your body had protein. Your body had the other. Your body had sugar. That's what your body had. And that's what your body is going to respond to, and that's what your body is going to use. So once you understand that you cannot eat good nutrition, then the question is supplementation. What type of supplementation? And right next to me are some of the supplementations that I take. And I even take double supplements, to where I'm taking vitamin C from different sources. I'm taking calcium from different sources because I just want to be on the safe side, because you never know just what relationship your body needs this in or that in. So I just take it all. I take it all. And the good part, the good news is you can't OD on this stuff. You know, unlike the stuff that the doctor prescribes you that can mess you up, there's nothing here on this table that can mess you up. But the stuff on this table can be supportive of your well-being and your good health. And as I've said before, and I want you to understand this, that old age is a blessing. Old age is a blessing because, you know, the other side of old age is to die at a young age, and which too many of us, too many PMIAs are dying at a very, very young age. And I want you to understand something that's very important. Remember this. If you don't remember anything else, remember this. Exercise without supplementation, without appropriate, adequate, absorbable supplementation is suicide. Athletes are dropping dead. Collegiate sports figures are dropping dead. They're having heart attacks. They're having, you know, all these strokes. They're having all kinds of stuff. Why? Nutritional deficiencies. Nutritional deficiencies. There is a mineral missing. There's this missing. There's that missing. But it's basically an inadequate diet. And they are professional. They have professional dietitians and stuff like that. But most professionals don't know that much about what's to keep you healthy, because the pharmaceutical companies control the educational system in medicine. And when you go to a physician or you go to a clinician, the first thing they do is reach for a prescription. You just walk in and say, hello, my name is Joe Blow, and they've got the prescription pad out and they're ready to write you some kind of poison, some kind of formula for a poison that your body can't recognize and will result in side effects. This is very, very important to understand, folks. So you have a choice of having expensive urine, or be sick, or die early, or be miserable. I mean, you know, because either you're feeling good and you can jump on your bike like I did last night and ride 25 miles, and I wasn't breathing hard, and, you know, I didn't go to bed till 2 o'clock. You know, I slept like a baby, that kind of thing, you know, or you can be full of aches and pains and sores, and it hurts here and it hurts there, and I don't know what's wrong, but I just, you know, or you can continue to have bad eyesight, bad digestive problems, you know, all kinds of things that they love to put labels on, but for the most part, it's basically poor nutrition or doing things without understanding the relationship, okay? So that's very important. So, and the other thing when it talks about don't take vitamins because you have very expensive urine and it's a waste, I want you to think about it, and I'm not trying to be unpleasant in any way, but I want you to think about your bowels, and I want you to think about what you're crapping away every day. You're taking in junk that's not nourishing your body, and for the most part, you don't have a good bowel movement, 2-3 times a day. So you're holding all that stuff in, and your body is being poisoned by the fermentation in your stomach and in your intestines. That's where all that gas and stuff comes from. So you think about your expensive defecation. You think about what you're paying for. What's going in one end and what's coming out the other, and what you're paying for it. You're paying a whole lot more money for your bowel movement than you're paying for your urine. Okay? If you would be taking your supplementations. So that's what I want you to really appreciate, is that you're going to be spending money. But the question is, you can spend money or you can invest money. And when you spend money on supplementation, you must understand this to be an investment. And the other thing you have to understand is that people will tell you that, I got a doctor. I got a family physician. He's been a family physician for X number of years, X number of decades, and everybody loves him, and this family physician is responsible for the health of the family. Well, that sounds great, and all well and good. But it could be a cop-out, because when you put your destiny and the other members of your family's destiny in the hands of one person, you're basically taking your hands off of the steering wheel of your life. You're taking the hands off of being able to guide and influence the quality of your life, and you're putting it in the hands of someone else. And I hate to tell you this, folks, but it doesn't take a PhD to look around and to comprehend that people are dying every single day in doctors' care. People are dying like flies, doing everything the doctor tells them to do. And they're dropping like flies. But there's no association with what the doctor's telling you and the end result, because the patient get blamed, whether or not the doctor could be dead wrong. But the doctors don't get blamed. The patient gets blamed. If the cancer comes back, then it was the patient's immune system that failed. We have to understand that the medical profession and the pharmaceutical profession and the arrangement of this tremendous trillion-dollar industry is a racket. Because if we had the information to really address health, and if they had the ability to help people restore their health and to stay healthy, there wouldn't be a need for these monuments called medical centers. And I want you to understand that the medical centers and all the wonderful things that they are ready to tell you about, the great inroads of medical science, they're all monuments to failure. They're all testaments to failure. Now, I'm not saying this 100% or across the board, because in emergency medical situations, accidents, trauma, et cetera, we probably got the best system in the world, unless they want to kill you. But, like when James Brown walks into a medical center, a 4-star medical hospital, and in 5 hours he's dead. Nobody can tell me nobody can tell me that was natural, okay? So we have to do our best to avoid. We have to avoid doctors, and we have to avoid medical establishments. And also, especially when we got young kids, one of the worst places in the world to take a young child is in a hospital or in a pediatric waiting room. Because every disease or germ that's susceptible or that thrives on a young person, guess where that germ or disease is? It's hanging out at the doctor's office. It's hanging out at the pediatrician's office. So you bring your healthy baby into this environment that's got more germs than you can shake a stick at, and you wonder why your baby, maybe gets sicker or was doing okay, or you took the baby in for a checkup And after the baby came out of the hospital a couple of days or out of the doctor's office, the baby got sick. You got to understand what's going on, folks. You got to understand what's going on. And as that physician moves from room to room and patient to patient, he's walking around, she's walking around with the same uniform on. So whatever germs got on their uniform, whatever germs got on their coat, et cetera, they bring throughout the visits that they make with new patients that didn't have the germs that they introduce while doing examinations. We have to understand that doctors and doctors' offices and hospitals are highly, highly dangerous places for people who want to be well and stay well. But let's get back to the question of cost. The cost of some of these nutritionals, this is Juice Plus, and I don't have an economic relationship with any of these people. Nobody's paying me. Nobody's paying me to say what I'm saying. But Juice Plus is a very important product as a basic product. And of course, dealing with nutritionals that are absorbable, like Intracal, these are the products from Global Healing Centers. And especially people who want to ensure adequate regulation in a very safe way, go to globalhealingcenters.com and look up Oxy Powder. Very, very important supplement to take, especially for folks who want to make sure that their bowels are cleaned out and that their intestinal tract is oxygenated. Because if your intestinal tract is oxygenated, that negative bacteria, can't take a hold, okay? So again, I am not giving you medical advice. This is not about medical advice. This is my experience. I'm 73 years old. From the time my father grunted to now, it's close to 73 years. And I consider time based on biological time, not Earth days, but biological days. And biologically, I'm 73. I'm 73. So you can decide for yourself, how many 73-year-old black males do you know who don't wear glasses and don't take any medications at all? And I cut my grass, and I got a pretty good sized yard, and I cut the grass and I start, and I don't stop until I'm finished. And sometimes that's 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I have a self-propel lawnmower, but I don't use the self-propel feature. I tax my body by pushing it. So I push a self-propel motor, around the yard for the exercise of it, And I also do, the weeding and then, the trimming and stuff like that. And I'll do that. And then after I finish that, I will oftentimes, after an hour or so, jump on my bike and ride 10 miles. Okay? So how many, and this is not trying to impress you, this is trying to impress upon you that I'm not like most physicians who are telling you what to do to be healthy, telling you what to do to get healthy, telling you what to do to correct this problem or that. Okay? I am telling you what my experience is. I'm a product of the product. And most physicians are on medication themselves. Most physicians can't take care of their own health. But they have a license to be able to pretend and get away with it. But sometimes I would recommend that you ask your physician, what are his numbers? What's his number? And the last thing I want to talk to you about is something that they've really gone crazy with. And that's Alzheimer's, dementia, and all these other things. 75, 80 years ago, the world never heard about Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's, in many cases, are greatly influenced by medication. Okay? And one of the major medications that's influencing Alzheimer's is anti-cholesterol or cholesterol-lowering medication. Okay? Your brain is, for the most part, cholesterol. And when you buy this nonsense about high cholesterol, like they used to tell you about, you know, that don't use butter. Don't use butter. Butter was bad. Use margarine. Use vegetable oil. And people are dropping like flies behind vegetable oil. Vegetable oil is bad. I mean, really, 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 really bad. And cooking with, you know, canola oil, bad, 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 bad. Read the labels. And it's getting very difficult. Even in some of the so-called healthy places like Whole Foods, they're now, here in Houston, Texas, saturating their foods with canola oil. And frankly, I can't, you know, and I kept wondering, you know, I would call myself eating healthy, and I'm eating the string beans, and I got over a pound of them and whatnot. I'm eating it, and I'm starting to feel funny. And I can't understand why. And then after a while, I start, you know, checking it out, and it was canola oil, okay? So olive oil is the best, and then there's a whole game with the olive oil thing. So you're just gonna have to take responsibility, and you're gonna have to, you know, weed through the BS and the imposters and the pretenders, because I can't think of anything that pays more, higher dividends, than to be able to look at old age, older age and old age, being excited every day, knowing that you can do what you want to do when you get ready to do it, and you're not looking at your watch as to when your next meds are. So again, old age is a blessing that you deserve to enjoy, should you do the right things to be where you can be, because all you have to do is keep breathing, and you're going to be at 60, you're going to be at 70, all you got to do is keep breathing. And you deserve the blessing of old age, and one way of getting there, and one of the main reasons for doing it, is to stop giving old age a bad name by taking care of your health now. I'm Emmett Abatido.